for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Yes, this is one beautiful soul, one of our graduates. We just really are honored to have her in our building, especially our 20th year. She's been gracing a lot of our events with that beautiful voice of hers. So once again, let's give her one more round of applause. A few other things before I introduce our MC. I want to thank just a couple people. Danny Chapman, I don't know, I can't see up there. Yep, she is. She's waving, and her daughter, Micah Moore, they're helping this evening. I truly appreciate you being here, making sure that our princesses and escorts come in with no issue. And this evening would not be possible at all. She's my assistant, but really she is my partner. And Lynette Butler, if you could please stand. This is my 6th year as Daffodil coordinator, and it's the first time I've had someone that has put in the work that she has. She's done the beautiful programs, and every time I start to stress, she's like, we got this, it's okay. So I truly appreciate you. You are a gem. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to You Impression. I know the Stambas are in the house, and if they could stand, I know I saw them, I think they're in the back, up in the middle, and thank you, Stambas, yes. They are with You Impression, and every time I call them, hey, I just want to bring the girls, I just want you to, give them some experience. I want them to be able to public speak and to interview and to have confidence. They are just amazing. They do amazing work with them, boosting their confidence in speaking and seeing the beauty that they have within. We have some catchphrases they shared with us, and we've been using them throughout. They're personal friends, and I just truly appreciate their partnership to make this evening a success for our young ladies. Now, we are also fortunate that we have one of the owners of You Impression as our MC this evening. Melanie Stambaugh served as the youngest member of the Washington State Legislature. In 2014, at the age of 24, Melanie made history when she became the youngest female elected to the State House since 1934. She retired from the House of Representatives after 2 terms serving the 25th Legislative District and returned full-time to her company, You Impression, in 2019, working with individuals and companies using the strategy of play as a stimulus for professional development and personal growth. Melanie is also a self-taught graphic designer, an avid percussionist who enjoys playing 4-mallet classical pieces on the marimba. And for fun, Melanie likes to watch animated movies, eat froyo, and support her UW Husky football team. Go Dogs. At this time, I would like to welcome our MC, speaker, strategist, business owner, retired Washington State legislator, entrepreneur, graphic designer, percussionist, our 2019 Emerald Ridge graduate, and our first Daffodil Queen and personal friend, Melanie Stambaugh.
Well, good evening. Thank you so much, Patty, for the opportunity to be your MC for tonight. We have just a wonderful show tonight in store for you. These ladies, I can tell you from their time at our business a few weeks ago, are truly beautiful, both inside and out. This evening, I will introduce you to 10 of Emerald Ridge's most outstanding women, as well as their equally impressive Daffodil escorts. To begin tonight, here to speak on behalf of the Daffodil Festival and last year's Emerald Ridge High School Princess is Princess Kimmy Langel.
Good evening, I'm Princess Kimmy. I would like to welcome you and thank you for coming tonight to support the Princess candidates. It really does take a lot of courage to participate in a Daffodil Princess selection. Each year, the Daffodil Festival selects a theme for the year. This year, it is honoring the past. During this past year, I have truly learned what a heart for service means. Service is at the core of our festival. As a Daffodil Princess, I had the opportunity to interact with many thousands of children and adults throughout Pierce County. We had the opportunity to visit children at Marybridge Children's Hospital, teach young children the importance of manners at our Princess Tea, and read countless of books to young children while serving at 26 libraries in our county. We met with community leaders and heads of state. We were honored to sit and visit with senior citizens of our community to hear stories about the past. Another highlight was helping many nonprofit organizations raise money for their causes. And most importantly, I learned to serve the people in my community that could only say thank you with their smile. It has been my privilege to represent you, so thank you again for coming this evening and celebrating Emerald Ridge High School, the students and the faculty, and honoring the past.
Thank you, Kimmy. Now, Daffodil Festival is able to continue year after year because of the dedication of the Daffodilians. May I have any of the Daffodil Festival family please stand to be recognized? I would also like to recognize those who help provide scholarships for the Daffodil Princesses. Would any members of the Daffodil Scholarship Foundation who are here tonight also please stand? Now, Patty mentioned earlier that it's 20 years that Daffodil Festival has been here at Emerald Ridge, and that can seem like a very long time, but as I've learned recently, time goes very, very quickly. Just this last summer, my class celebrated our 10-year class reunion, and I found myself and my classmates asking, how has time gone this quickly? So I know parents and grandparents in the audience, I'm sure you've asked yourself that a time or two, and so tonight, I think as we know that time goes quickly, we want to really cherish this opportunity to hear from these incredible women that we have that will be sharing with us. They are in really an experience of a lifetime, and tonight's opportunity for these young women really comes down to 4 people who have given their time and energy, and they are our judges for tonight. I would like to introduce them. They've graciously agreed to serve for our Daffodil selection this evening. They've been hard at work looking over the portfolios for each of our Daffodil Princess candidates, looking at their resume, as well as interviewing them earlier tonight. They will also be judging their speeches as well as their impromptu questions later this evening. I'd like to begin by welcoming Lauren Moss. Lauren is the owner of Something Blue in downtown Puyallup. She is a graduate of Puyallup High School and a longtime resident and business owner. She has a background in fashion and is certified in fashion business from the London College of Fashion. I would like to thank her for her generous donation of gowns this evening. The beautiful woman who did the Star Spangled Banner is wearing a Something Blue gown. So please join me in thanking Lauren Moss. Our next judge this evening is Sandra Latino. Sandra Latino comes to us from Los Angeles by way of Phoenix, where she began honing her craft of formal wear. Sandra has been helping men and women of all ages like the way they look since 2000. You can find her at the Men's Warehouse in Puyallup right here in South Hill. When Sandra is not helping a wedding group or a prom student, she can be found building her dream home in Eatonville while caring for her pet chicken. Now, Sandra has helped by providing Men's Warehouse tuxedos for each of our Daffodil escorts. So thank you so much, and please join me in thanking Sandra Latino. Our next judge tonight is Megan Williams. Megan grew up in Buckley, Washington, and was the first Daffodil Princess from Wright River High School in 2012. After her term as festival royalty, she studied dance pedagogy at Brigham Young University in Idaho, where she met her best friend and husband, Nicholas. They were married in 2014 and welcomed their son in 2016. In the past few years, she has been working as a tumbling and dance instructor at a dance studio, and she says it is the most rewarding job she has ever had. Recently, though, she said goodbye to her little students to become a full-time mom to her amazing 3-year-old Oliver, who is on the autism spectrum. She loves being a mom and cherishes the fact that she gets to be there for her son every step of the way as he learns and grows. Please join me in thanking Megan Williams. Our final judge for this evening is Emily Oliver Ames. Emily was the 2016 Daffodil Queen from Spanaway Lake High School. That is where her involvement with the festival began. Emily is currently working as a nanny while pursuing a degree so that she can be an elementary school teacher. She is also a mom to a wonderful 1-year-old girl. Judges, we know that you have a lot in store for you tonight. We thank you so much for dedicating your time to being with us. Everyone, please join me in thanking our judges for this evening. This year's theme for the Daffodil Festival is honoring the past. The candidates are nearly ready to share with us, and I know that you are all also ready to hear from them. The court is comprised of 10 amazing Lady Jags who all have committed themselves to their academics, to their school, but also to our community. Their escorts this evening were selected by the faculty for their leadership, scholarship, citizenship, and community service. Tonight, I am honored to introduce each candidate and escort to you. After each escort is introduced, their candidate will be introduced and they will begin their speech here on stage. Once finished, they will be asked their impromptu question, and when they are done, they will take a seat on stage behind me. Each princess candidate will remain on stage until all princess candidate question process is complete. Are we ready? Yes? Please join me in welcoming our first escort for the evening, Gabe Seebach. Gabe stays busy by volunteering with JAG Crew and German Club. He has earned honors for English and JV wrestling. His favorite class in school is German, and he has enjoyed every moment of being in Mr. Sirhan's class for the last 4 years. The person who inspires Gabe the most is his dad. He says that no matter what, he's always there for me and always gives me little bits of wisdom and strength, regardless of the situation. Gabe is hoping to get into the Air Force ROTC program at Embry-Riddle after graduation. Gabe Seebach is escorting Kira Falaci. Kira Falaci, I apologize. Kira has had an active career while attending Emerald Ridge. From fast pitch softball, pit orchestra, to Spanish club, where she is currently the president. Kira was recently named South Hill Rotary Student of the Month for Spanish, and she always enjoys volunteering with JAG Crew. Kira is an AP scholar with honors and has previously received many outstanding scholarship awards. Most recently, she was awarded as one of Washington State University's Regent nominees for Emerald Ridge. Her favorite class is AP Biology because she recognizes that the knowledge she is gaining is making her that much closer to becoming a biotechnologist. The person who inspires Kira the most is her little brother. Even though he's only 2 years old, he is full of happiness, imagination, and of course, his own opinion. Kira's goals can be outlined in a simple 3-step plan. 1, go to college. 2, graduate with a BS in biotechnology. And 3, help solve world problems with agriculture biotechnology. Please welcome Kira Falaci and Gabe Seebach.
My name is Gabriel Seebach, it is my honor to welcome the wonderful Kira Falashi.
I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my little brother, if you can hear him in the audience, as well as all the friends and family who have come to support me tonight. On June 26, 2000, the Human Genome Project announced its first rough draft of the human genome sequence. A little over 2 months later, Emerald Ridge opened its doors. These two events were widely different, but still affected a multitude of people. Fast forward 20 years. Now, you can get your entire genome sequence in a matter of months. And this is the first year that Emerald Ridge has ever had a biotechnology class. These events just show how far the industry has grown in the past 2 decades. Biotechnology is a part of many aspects of life, and if it wasn't for Carrie Mullis, who created PCR, or if Watson, Crick, and Wilkins had never discovered the structure of DNA, then none of this would be possible. If it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be on my way of becoming a true biotechnologist. Once I make my mark in the scientific community, I want to come back to Emerald Ridge and see just how far the school and the science classes have grown since my time of being a student. Thank you.
So your impromptu question. The impromptu question is, we will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give and why? I'll repeat it one more time. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice that you would give them and why?
One piece of advice that I would give to the class of 2023 is to get involved. Be involved in your school and in your community. It really helps to be involved and to do your schoolwork because it gives you a sense of time management. One thing that I noticed in the 8th grade when I didn't do soccer was that I was getting a little lazy with my work. And that was because I had more free time and more time to be lazy. But when I have a full schedule, that is when I complete my work the best and when I get everything done and turned in with great work and just on time. Thank you.
Please join me in thanking Kira and Gabe. Our next escort this evening is Wesley Leonard. Wesley has been involved in track and wrestling during high school. He's a member of Young Life and Aviation Club. One thing Wesley still gets teased about to this day is when he was 6 years old and he was riding his motorcycle down a big hill all by himself. Before he headed down that hill, he told his parents he had it under control. Well, 10 seconds later, he clearly did not, as he wiped out going 35 miles an hour. He promptly got up and reiterated to his parents that he still had it under control. An interesting fact about Wesley is that he has his private pilot's license. Wesley is inspired by his grandmother. She has worked hard to provide for his mother and aunt. She is incredibly loving no matter what and is a great role model. Wesley is escorting Isabel Navarro. Isabel has been a member of JAG Crew, Black Student Union, Key and Interact Club, Faith Club, and was the president and founder of the College Prep Club during her time at Emerald Ridge. Her favorite classes are her art classes, ceramics, pottery, and drawing. She loves the idea of being able to express herself through a creative outlet. As a young kid, she remembers trying to climb to reach a remote while at church. However, things did not go as planned. Isabel reached a little too far and ended up ripping her pants in front of the entire church in the process. Isabel is most inspired by her parents because her mom was strong enough to go back to and complete college. She's now a great teacher, and she does it all while caring for her younger siblings and keeping their house in order. Her dad is such a good-natured person and has taught her to always help people when she can. After high school, Isabel would like to go to college to become an art teacher for high school students, as well as open up a business. She even has aspirations to become President of the United States. Please welcome Isabel Navarro and Wesley Leonard.
Hi, my name is Wesley Leonard, and it is with great honor that I get to introduce the exuberant Isabel Navarro.
I would like to thank my wonderful mother and father for coming out here to support me tonight. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do was write this speech. I write monthly 1-minute speeches for my church, so why was this so hard? I started writing about an old man that I had helped, but that only answered half the topic. Then I wrote about a world of acceptance, but it was just missing something. It went on like this, too choppy, too sloppy, too mad, too sad. Looking back, I had 115 drafts. I know, that's a bit nuts. But this was weird in itself, because I usually stick to a topic once I've picked it. So then, why couldn't I just pick a topic? Then I realized I couldn't pick a topic because my vision for the future had always been all of these topics. In my past, I haven't always made the right choices. I haven't always had it easy or been accepted my whole life. But I know that those past experiences don't define me. The definition of a vision is to think about or plan for the future with imagination and wisdom. I have a vision for a more accepting and empathetic world. I hope that one day my baby sister can go to school and not have to worry about if she has the right look or not. I hope that one day my little brother won't have to feel inadequate because of his ADHD. And I could go on like this for hours. I hope, I wish, I want. But I know that it's not enough to just talk about what you want your personal vision to be. I want to take my past life experiences and learn from them, and truly start to plan for a better future, with both my imagination and wisdom. Thank you.
Isabel, now for your impromptu question. Isabel, we will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice that you would give them and why? We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
One piece of advice that I would give them is definitely not to stress so much about what people think about you. I've done that most of my life, and all it's proven is that really you don't need to think about it. What other people think of you doesn't really matter. What matters is what the people who you are very close to think about you. Thank you.
Join me in thanking Isabel and Wesley. Our next escort tonight is Jackson Lane. Jackson is a full-time Running Start student and is highly involved in Emerald Ridge Choir. He has performed in numerous choir concerts. He is also involved in the Tacoma Youth Chorus and Boy Scouts of America. Jackson has volunteered for a variety of community service projects, from various activities with the Boy Scouts to working at the food bank to even laying a concrete pad. Jackson's favorite class is choir because it helps him stay connected to ER friends as a full-time Running Start student. His father is who inspires him the most, as he sets a daily example of the kind of man Jackson strives to be. He is hardworking and dedicated with his responsibilities, yet funny and caring when he is free. Jackson is escorting Lila Cruz. Lila is on the Emerald Ridge swim team as well as an active member of the Spanish Club. She is a 4-year letter award recipient for swim team, and she is the recipient of 3 outstanding scholastic awards. In Lila's spare time, she has volunteered at Camp Primetime, a camp for disabled children. She also has volunteered helping teachers at many elementary schools. Her favorite class is ceramics. She loves art and making things. It is also calming throwing things, as in on the pottery wheel, not a temper tantrum. Lila's inspiration comes from her mom. She is a hardworking woman and still makes time for her family. Please join me in welcoming Lila Cruz and Jackson Lane.
My name is Jackson Lane, and it is my pleasure to introduce the amazing Lila Cruz.
I would like to thank my wonderful family for coming to see me tonight. Women won the right to vote in 1920. 100 years later, in 2020, I will be 18 and legally able to vote. Voting is an essential part of life, from what snack you should have to whom should be the President of the United States of America. Women fought hard for our right to vote and for our voices to be heard. They campaigned through fashion by wearing the colors green, white, and violet. This was commonly referred to as GWV. A play on that was Give Women the Vote. They also had women's marches. 100 years later, and we're still holding women's marches, as we're still marching for equality with men. Thanks to those who have triumphed through the past, I am standing here before you today, able to vote, able to take classes at both the high school and the college to become a more educated woman. I don't want to think what would have happened if women hadn't won the right to vote, as I'm sure my future would look quite different. What am I going to do with my right to vote? I will honor the victories of the past, not just by becoming a registered voter, but I will seek, inquire, and research so that I can make an informed decision that will influence the future as women before me have. Thank you.
Lila, your impromptu question. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
I would tell them to make sure that they have fun and make the best memories that they will remember forever, and just have a great time. Make lots of friends, and be sure that they have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Lila and Jackson. Our next escort tonight is Charles Villanueva. If you have been to a theater production or choir concert in the last 3 years here at Emerald Ridge, then you have surely seen and heard Charles. He is a gifted musician and has been involved in drumline, theater, and chamber choir while in high school. He has volunteered for the Seattle Lupus Walk for the past 4 years. Charles' favorite class is ASL 3. He says it's quiet and peaceful compared to his many music classes. His future goal is to major in music and introduce music to future generations. Tonight, Charles is escorting Elise Winkler. Elise is involved in Emerald Ridge Theater Department. Tacoma Youth Chorus, and piano and composition lessons. She has future goals of getting her doctorate in music composition, and she would like to live in another part of the country and travel somewhere new. Her favorite class is choir because you can learn beyond music. Choir teaches you cooperation, leadership, compassion, persistence, and patience. The person who inspires Elise the most would be her dad, because he pushes her to be the best version of herself, and he has taught her what it means to be a hard worker. Please join me in welcoming Elise Winkler and Charles Villanueva.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charles Andrew Villanueva. Please join me in welcoming the elegant Elise Winkler.
I would like to thank my endlessly loving friends and family for being here for me tonight. It was an abysmally boring summer day. There was absolutely nothing to do. So I decided to write a piece of music for the first time. I showed my mom what I'd written, but I didn't tell her I wrote it because I wanted an honest opinion. Afterwards, she said, "That's a pretty cool piece. Maybe we should order it so you can learn it sometime." I told her I wrote it, and she said, "You what?" I submitted that piece to a Seattle Symphony workshop for young composers. I never would have dreamed that I'd get in, but I did, and it was a life-changing experience. I met some of the most talented, ambitious, and compassionate people out there. It felt like I finally found where I belonged. And now I know that composing is what I want to do with the rest of my life. I would like to honor this one seemingly insignificant day in my past by taking with me the same wonder and curiosity into the future. As I stumble my way into adulthood, it's good to know that trying new things can take you new places, and just one day can change your life. Thank you.
Elise, now for your impromptu question. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
Living in my senior year, you sort of discover that high school, it's a lot of things. This is a very important time in your life, and it's very important to live in the moment and just do what you want, even if it seems like it's something that you could never imagine yourself doing. I'd tell the class of 2023 to try new things and just go out there and do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles and Elise. Our next escort this evening is Shane Hanrahan. Shane has been a member of the Aviation Club during his entire time at Emerald Ridge. He has been on the honors list since freshman year. He started volunteering at the local Parks and Recreation Kids Camp at 13, where he worked with children as a leader in training, and at 15 he began volunteering at Black Lake Bible Camp and was later hired as a counselor. Mr. Miller often refers to him as Bajo in Spanish, which translates to shorty. Shane is really 6'5". His goals for after school are to graduate and attend Central Washington University with the Air Force ROTC and serve in the United States Air Force as a pilot. Shane says his mom inspires him because she is such a strong person and has taught him how to be a hard worker. Tonight, Shane is escorting Naya Shell. Naya keeps busy through various clubs such as DECA, BSU, and Poetry Club. She is also a member of the National Honor Society. She gives back to her community by participating in several park cleanups, as well as being involved in the Boys and Girls Club. She is a person who knows many songs, so if she is out in public and hears a song she knows, she will start to sing and dance in the middle of a store just like no one is watching. Her favorite class in school is language arts because she loves reading how people before her have expressed themselves and told their stories. Naya's future goals are to go to college, be successful, and be the best example that she can for her younger cousins, siblings, nieces, and nephew. Please welcome Naya Shell and Shane Hanrahan.
I'm Shane Hanrahan, and please join me in welcoming the lovely Naya Shell.
Hi, I'd like to thank my loving and supportive family for being here with me tonight. The way I grew up wasn't all rainbows and gummy bears. Growing up was hard. I was bullied a lot, abused, and I never really felt good about myself. But I'm not saying this so I can get sympathy. I'm saying this so you know that my past doesn't define me. Langston Hughes said that the past has been a mint of blood and sorrow, but that must not be true of tomorrow. But poetry literally saved my life. I remember when I came across my first slam video. It made me feel free. It made me realize that I can express my words with feelings instead of anger. I was in the 6th grade when I fell in love with poetry. And by the 10th grade, I had to create a club at my school because I know it's never been done before. And I knew that there were people out there just like me who just wanted to be heard. It was a success. That group and space was so sacred, I literally changed the culture at my high school. And as a way to honor the past, if I can speak from my heart tonight, my pop-up will be saying that there's a time and place for everything. Just like there's a time and place to be there for people who just wanted to be heard, there's a time and place to be here with you all tonight. Daffodil, a word that just a couple months ago had no meaning but the reference of a flower. Daffodil, the process that when I thought about it, literally intimidated me. Daffodil, a place that has brought me a new amazing group of friends. Daffodil, a word that now has a new meaning. Daffodil, a word that now has the meaning of a new beginning. A piece by me. Thank you.
Your impromptu question. Naya, we will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
One piece of advice I would give to the class of 2023 is to be yourself and to don't change for anyone because there's only one you and everyone else is taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Naya and Shane. Our next escort this evening is Sajid Khan. Sajid is an active member of the Emerald Ridge Senior Class. He is currently serving as the Senior Class President. He is also involved in JAG Crew, Robotics, Honor Society, Swim Team, and German Club. His favorite classes are his science classes. He says that he finds them very interesting and that the lessons they learn can change and evolve the world in so many ways. Sajid is inspired by Bill Gates and Elon Musk because they are innovators that have contributed to society and inspire him to try to be like them. He is also inspired by his parents because they are such nice and generous people who strive to be the best that they can be. Tonight, Sajid is escorting Yena Key. Yena is currently serving as the co-president of the Key Interact Club. She has been a class officer for the last 3 years and has been an officer for National Honor Society as well. She is an active member of the Emerald Ridge swim team. She also currently serves on the Communities and Schools of Puyallup Board of Directors as a student board member. She loves volunteering. She is known for spending her time with the Freezing Nights Project, beach cleanup, food packing at Fred Meyer's, and at the annual crab feed at the fairgrounds. Yena's favorite class is chemistry because she enjoys the different labs and challenging concepts that they learn in class. She would also like to pursue a science degree when she goes to college. Once she has graduated, she would like to go to medical school so that she can study to become a doctor. Please welcome Yena Key and Sajid Khan.
Hello, it is my honor to introduce the remarkable Yena Key.
I'd like to thank my wonderful friends and family for being here to support me today. Hey Yena, you should run for class office. I thought to myself, no way. This pivotal moment was the beginning of who I am today. Moving to Washington in 8th grade was not easy. I was that shy girl that sat in the back that no one approached. When the lunch bell rang, I found myself in a sea of people. I reluctantly walked towards the lunch line. That's when one student turned around, smiled, and said hi. That simple hi gave me a place of belonging during that scary lunch period. Fast forward to my first day at Emerald Ridge, this vibrant upperclassman greeted everybody with a smile and a high five, reminding me of 8th grade and how a simple hello can impact someone. As I reflected on this, I knew I wanted to be that hello person. This one student inspired me to step out and be a better version of myself, so I did something I never expected I'd do. I ran for class office. I took my leadership role even further with Key and Interact Club, working with Kiwanians and Rotarians side by side. I saw how much of an impact one person could make, not just in a school, but also out in the community. Because of this, I want to honor all of those that has shaped me into the person that I am today. Hi, my name is Yena Key, and I'm a senior class officer. What's your name?
Yena, now for your impromptu question. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
I would say go out there and be who you are and do what you love, because there is only one life that you're living, and this is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Yena and Sajid. Our next escort this evening is Caden Martin. Caden is a triple threat when it comes to sports. He is an integral part of Emerald Ridge football team, serving as one of our team captains. He also placed third at the WIAA State Wrestling Tournament. He enjoys serving his community with helping people at Pope Elementary School, as well as our Junior Jags football camp, and assisting in building and maintaining a memorial by Jag Field. His favorite class is leadership, as it allows him to have a voice and to be involved at Emerald Ridge. Coach Case is who inspires Caden by being a great leader and role model in his life, stating, "He's everything I would want to be as a man." Tonight, Caden is escorting Maya Willebrand. Maya has played French horn since she was in the 5th grade, is a senior drum major, and is also a member of Pit Orchestra. She has been a member of the swim team as well as the water polo team. She is also a member of Spanish Club. She has been a NASA STEM intern. She's received recognition as the Junior Masonic Achievement Award winner, and Maya is also a National Hispanic Recognition Program scholar. In her future, Maya would like to go to a 4-year university where she wants to study environmental engineering. Maya's favorite class at Emerald Ridge is band because she gets to take a mental break and express her creativity and her emotions through music. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Maya Willebrand and Caden Martin.
Hello, my name is Cade Martin, and I have the privilege of introducing to you the marvelous Maya Willebrand.
I'd like to thank my amazing parents, Trish and Guy Willebrand, for being here tonight. March 20th, 2013. Things I wish for today. 1. That I will get a good grade on my cell project. 2. That I will win the fire safety poster contest. And 3. That my sister will let me have her iPod. This was an actual quote from my 5th grade diary. Looking back on this list now, it's strange to think that these small things were important enough to me to record forever. But when we honor our past, it's important to honor the little moments just as much as the big, because the little ones reflect on our personality and lead to growth. The Cell Project was one of the many science projects that led me to want to pursue a career in STEM. The Fire Safety Poster Contest taught me that sometimes we don't win, and that's okay. And finally, the note about wanting my sister's iPod demonstrates my relationship with her at the time, and shows me how much that relationship has grown and changed into something beautiful. The little things I wish for in 5th grade may seem insignificant at first glance, but I honor them because they have shaped me into the person I am today. October 23rd, 2019. Things I wish for today. 1. That I will get a good grade on the physics test I took this morning. 2. That I will get to see my sister soon. And 3. That I will be able to say my 1-minute speech without messing up. Thank you.
Maya, your impromptu question. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
One piece of advice that I would give the class of 2023 is to try everything. The most amazing experiences I have had in my life are because of things I've tried. Thank you.
Thank you, Maya and Caden. Our next escort this evening is Blake Rohrbach. Blake is highly involved in our men's soccer team and has been awarded the JV and varsity MVP. He also is the captain of both the soccer and cross-country teams, and he has been a scholar athlete in every sport. His favorite class is calculus because when he figures out an answer, it feels like he has just performed magic. He also enjoys working toward a distinguished end goal. Blake is inspired by both of his parents. He says that they are both hardworking, successful, and happy. They show him, by example, the way he should conduct himself to be as successful as they are today. Tonight, Blake is escorting Phoebe Martin. Phoebe keeps busy through various clubs, such as Leadership and ASB, where she serves as vice president. She has lettered in track and has received a Scholar Athlete Award. We are honored to hear her musical talents when she performs in choir. Volunteerism is important, as she dedicates numerous hours to the Puyallup Junior Football Association as well as JAG Crew. Her future goals are much different than when she was little. She used to walk around her playhouse pretending to sell coffee, stating she was selling mochas. Fast forward to today, and Phoebe would like to attend the University of Washington for environmental law and help push for positive change. Her best friend, Isabella, inspires her because no matter what life throws at her, she always pulls through and stays focused on the present. Please join me in welcoming Phoebe Martin and Blake Rohrbach.
I'm Blake Rohrbach, and it is my honor to introduce the brilliant Phoebe Martin.
Thank you to my wonderful and supportive parents for being here tonight. I have never danced on the village green, nor fallen in love with a soldier, but there's time. This quote is from my great-grandma in college, bright-eyed and ready to take on the world. But things rarely go to plan, and the next thing she knew, she was raising my grandma, now with simpler goals. She had to sacrifice her dreams for a family, in hopes that maybe one day they could do what she couldn't. Flash forward to 2001, my dad was playing baseball in college and my mom was just starting her teaching career. One day, my dad got a call that my mom was pregnant, so he dropped out, quit the team, and enrolled in trade school, never achieving his dream of playing professionally. Like my great-grandma, he had to sacrifice for his children in hopes that maybe one day we could do what he couldn't. All of the sacrifices made throughout my family's history have all led up to me. All of the years of encouraging me to be limitless, teaching me that success is not measured in money but in love. All of those lessons have made me who I am. As I look to my future, I want to reflect upon every difficult choice made and graduate. I want to go to college. I will be the one in my family to say I did it, instead of I wish I did it. My great-grandma ran out of time to dance and fall in love. My dad ran out of time to play baseball professionally, but there is still time for me. Thank you.
Phoebe, your impromptu question. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming the class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
I think the biggest piece of advice I would give them is get involved as soon as you can. I was a really, really shy kid, and as soon as I got involved in leadership, choir, track, everything here, it pushed me to be a better person, and it made high school so much more fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe and Blake. Our next escort this evening is Mitchell Klein. Mitchell is currently serving as the ASB Treasurer and has served as a National Honor Society officer. He is a member of 2 choirs and was awarded Freshman and Sophomore Actor of the Year. He also received an accommodation from the Washington State PTA for Outstanding Student Advocate. As if that wasn't impressive enough, Mitchell received a letter of commendation based on his PSAT scores from last fall. He is a strong believer in volunteerism, as he has earned 6 varsity letters for volunteer service, totaling over 1,000 hours. He is a lead member of JAG Crew and is a member of Key and Interact Club. When he was in kindergarten, he was in the principal's office so much that she redecorated a corner of her office just for him. Mitchell's post-high school plan is to major in educational equity law. Tonight, Mitchell is escorting Issa Holloway. Issa has been a member of Varsity Cheer since being here at Emerald Ridge. She has been a Key Interact Club officer the last 3 years, as well as currently serves as ASB treasurer. She likes to donate her time to helping feed the homeless, visiting senior citizen communities, as well as working at various animal shelters. Her future goal is to attend a 4-year university and pursue a degree in psychology, with the hopes of one day opening up her own practice. She also would like to own more corgis. Her favorite class is AP Psychology because Mr. Muhlenbrook is one of her favorite teachers. He has made her want to pursue psych when she is an adult. Issa is inspired by her mom, as she is one of the most selfless people she knows. Her mom always puts Issa first, even if she's had a bad day, and always provides her with love and support. Join me in welcoming Issa Holloway and Mitchell Klein.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Klein, and it's my absolute pleasure to introduce the perfectly intransigent Issa Holloway.
I would just like to thank my amazing and caring family and friends for being here tonight. Honoring the past is just one way we can begin to shape our future for the better. Personally, when I look into the past, I cannot help but admire the strength of those people living in that time. As an example, in 1974, my grandparents met. They would be faced with racism and many other obstacles. At the time, they defied all social norms as an African American and Hispanic couple. They encountered countless looks of disapproval and hurtful words as they passed by. However, they never allowed this to knock them down. They continued to build their family, having my dad and a sister. And this would only be the beginning of diversity that would soon fill my family. They can only be a testament to how truly diverse as a society we have become. Today, my closest friends and family are enriched with people of all different races and cultures. And I'm not saying that the world we live in is perfectly diverse. However, like Maya Angelou once said, in diversity, there is beauty and there is strength. And I will take the strength passed on to me through the generations to make this world a more accepting place. And this begins today. Thank you.
Your impromptu question. Issa, we will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming the class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why?
I will tell the class of 2023 to get out there, to join that team, to meet those people, because some of the most amazing experiences I've ever had have been the most unexpected. Thank you.
Thank you, Issa and Mitchell. Now, our last but certainly not our least escort for the evening is Jonah Maines. You may have heard his name or seen him in action on the football field, as Jonah is one of our senior captains on the varsity football team and is also captain of the wrestling team. He is a gifted athlete as he competes in not only football and wrestling, but track as well. He is a 2-time nominee for Track Athlete of the Year and is very involved in Young Life. He has been a volunteer referee for our unified basketball game and has given his time to help young aspiring athletes during junior JAG football camps. Jonah would like to attend a 4-year university and graduate with a degree in construction management. Jonah is inspired by his mom because she works as a teacher, and after helping kids all day, she runs and prepares our family while continuously loving everyone around her. Tonight, Jonah is escorting Nicole Brandmeier. Nicole has been involved in Key and Interact Club, JAG Crew, theater, and American Sign Language. She has been a featured dancer in all 3 musicals while at Emerald Ridge. She is currently serving as the Director of Advertising for ASL Club. She has also been a manager for the varsity football team for the last 2 years. She has been awarded varsity letters for football and is currently the dance captain for our upcoming theatrical production, Mary Poppins. She has been a tutor for many years in math and in ASL, helping teach deaf and hard of hearing elementary schoolers at Zeiger. She participates in her church ensemble as well as helping with media production. Nicole's future goals include going to college and becoming a deaf or hard of hearing or special education teacher. When asked who inspires her, she stated her mom, because she always reminds her of what selfless love looks like. Nicole says, and I quote, "I'm grateful to be her mini-me." Please welcome Nicole Brandmeier and Jonah Maines.
Hello, I'm Jonah Maines, and it is my honor to introduce the radiant Nicole Brandmeier.
I'd like to thank my incredible family and friends for being here tonight. What are those things in your ears? No, I'm not sitting next to her. She's weird. I was bullied frequently in elementary school for my hearing loss. I was the deaf girl that nobody wanted to be friends with. So I hid my hearing aids and pretended to be somebody I wasn't. But somebody who loved me for who I was and the way I was created was my grandma. She taught me lessons in a way that no one else could. Despite the fact that she had Parkinson's, she never let it break her spirit, and she always reminded me that the world can't define you when you know who you are. This lesson stuck with me as I grew to love the person I am today and the way I was created. Even today as a senior in high school, I still get comments about my deafness, like, "Oh, I didn't know you were deaf and blind," or, "It's okay, Nicole can't hear anything anyways." I want to use the lessons my grandma instilled in me to teach future deaf and hard of hearing kids to be proud of who they are, so they never have to feel the insecurities I felt, but instead to wear their hearing aids proudly and to always remember that the world can't define you when you know who you are. Thank you.
Nicole, your impromptu question. We will be welcoming class of 2023 next year. What is one piece of advice you would give them and why? We will be welcoming the class of 2023